What's going on, my beat builders? How is your sync journey going? Well, I hope it's good. I'm making this video to show you 2 points that I want to emphasize that you would run into on your sync journey. One of these would be having the patience. And this is a hard thing to get through, whether you're in a library or you're waiting to get in a library or you're waiting for that first placement. You need patience. Also, the second one, I'm going to show you your music may be decent enough or a good stage where it can be placed. You might have those feelings where you think your music isn't good enough compared to someone else. But I'm going to show you that it doesn't necessarily have to be the best. All right, let's start off with the first example. So right here is my ASCAP, and I recently got a new placement. This show Diabolical. So I went to search it. Let's click on the episode so I can get more details. Now I'm going to details. This is where the patients come into. If we look at this area, air date, what does that say? 2019 was the air date. 2019. But if we go back, I didn't get this cue until June 7th of 2024. So from 2019 to 2024, I had no idea that I had already had a placement. So let's say you're a beginner and you got into a music library, and then you're like, man, I need a placement. You may already have a placement, you just don't know about it. Now, not saying this happens all the time, but this is one of the rare times where something was made a long time ago, and I'm just now seeing the details of it. Hey, it happens that way. So let's say this is your first cue and you're just waiting. You may already have something. You just might not get it till later. So that's why patience is definitely a big thing in this sync licensing game. Secondly, I want to show you another example of your music doesn't have to be all that great, or it just needs to be good enough for someone else's ear. Another recent placement I had, so you can see right here, these live special at the Oscars, Grammys. Hey, that's some good stuff, man, to have some stuff play in the Grammys and the Oscars. Now, if I just check this and we break it down, now you see expected air date was 2024. Now, granted, it was in the fourth month of 2024, but I got this in June. So it's a earlier cue. So there's goes to show you sometimes can get signs of your cues earlier than you expected. But the thing that got me was the music that got placed for this show. And I'm going to show you that. This is the rough mix of the track that got placed in the Grammy and the Oscar specials. Now let's take a listen to the track. Now you listen, it ain't bad, but it's not that great either. Just general drum sounds. See how I'm making the changes though? Added a little bit more percussion. Hi-hats got a little faster. There's the breakdown. I always say you need little breakdowns in your track to let the tracks breathe. And that's the hook. The B section of the hook. Then we just really repeating it over. Now, listening to that beat, what did you think of that beat? You can be honest. You can tell me it was terrible. And when I made it, I was like, see, the whole outline of the brief that I had was they wanted kind of like old retro vibes. So that's what I was trying to give them. I was trying to do like a Prince type feel with some newer age pop stuff. So I wouldn't say this is my greatest track. I wouldn't say it's a worst track. It's just an okay track. And the reason why I'm playing this because I want to give you confidence for, let's say you just started making beats in general, but you just happen to want to do the sync licensing game first. You didn't come from working with artists. You're just starting sync licensing. To give you a little confidence that your music is probably better than you think. This needs to sound good, or your music needs to sound good to someone picking the music. And unless you're right by their ear and they're telling you, you won't even know. Because let's say you made this track and you didn't want to finish the track because you said, it don't sound good. The drums ain't that great. The percussions are not that great. The melody is not that great. And now you missed an opportunity because you didn't submit this track. Let's go through that. I'm just going to play it again from the hook. Let me take out the strings. So that's the underscore. Also, I want to take out that bell. Where that bell at? So if we just listen to that, that's a nice groove, right? An underscore playing. So when they were listening to it, they probably thought, well, it fits the mood, so let's use it. Nothing special. Let's take out all other elements. Drum and bass. Nothing special again. Not just the drums. See, nothing that like crazy out of the ordinary. And that song just happened to get placed on something that big like an after special of the Grammys and the Oscars. So this is just goes to show you that your music may be better than you think it is. And I just want to give you the confidence that, yeah, your music can stand up. Of course, if you compare it to other things like music on the radio, you might think, oh man, my music is just terrible. But you really need to be listening to what's on TV and other things like that. Now, they still have good music. It's just when you start listening, you'll start hearing a different quality of music that it's not that it's terrible or cheesy music. It's just different type of music. Just like if you listen to an action hero movie with live orchestras and stuff like that, it's just different type of music. You don't hear orchestral music playing on the radio as a banger, but it's still good. It's good in the context, just like this song was good in the context of what they wanted to convey. And it's funny because I just happened to name the title of the track. It's called Gen Z Loves the 80s, right? I took that old feel and imagine what Gen Z would think about it. So I hope this helps you get away from thinking that your music is not all that great or that it has to be the best it can be. Yes, you want to make the best music you can at the moment. But when I first started making music, I listened back and it wasn't that great. But at that time, that was the best I made. And also, from the beginning part of the video, you need the patience. So just like making your music better, and getting those placements, you need patience. So make sure you keep those two things in mind when you're working in the sync licensing game. And if you want to see more videos, tips, and tricks about sync licensing, check out one of these videos.